I'm Dennis Ott, and I've been a woodworker for most of my life.
Yeah.
And my grandfather got me into it because he used to tear down old houses and pallet woods and stuff. And I made a fire truck with him years ago.
Yeah.
And when I got out of high school, or during high school, I got in shop class and built a house with about a dozen other people, and I got a picture in there. I can show you the house
All
we
right. Well,
built.
let's walk through the shop, and you can kind of show us around.
Yep. This is unorganized right now. This is going to be my wood storage area when I get to it,
Okay.
with air compressor and 2 band saws. Well, here's my table saw, which I mounted a slider table saw in there. I love this thing. This thing makes cutting sheet goods piece of cake.
Yeah.
And I put this Inqua fence system on it. And I got a router table
Okay.
incorporated
All right.
with it. And this is my miner station, my drill assemblies. I'm still organizing the shop, so excuse me. So this is my miter station set up here.
Yeah.
So I could cut some long stuff in here.
Yeah.
And this outfeed table, it's on casters, so I can move it if I have to.
Okay.
All my tools are mobile based. I built a couple bases for them, especially that 12-inch joiner. That thing was heavy. So I could just push everything aside when I'm working.
Yeah. Just taking a look at those bases. Nice.
So
Okay.
this is a 2244 Powermatic drum sander. And then got a 15-inch Powermatic planer. This is my dust collector for right now, which I'm getting ready to get a Oneida 3-horse
Okay.
coming up here shortly. And then this guy's my 12-inch joiner, which is pretty nice.
Got a nice helical head on there.
Yep. Then my drill press.
Yeah.
And then I got a Craig router table.
You use this router more than you do the one in the table saw?
Yeah, right now, and because I'm still playing around, I use this a lot,
Right.
especially when I was making all my doors for the house. And I got a little jet mini lathe.
All right.
I got a couple of grinders I use, and I got another mini lathe down here.
Okay.
This is my big lathe, the Laguna 1836, which I got an extension I could put on it. So about 20 inches.
Okay.
And then I built this cabinet, stored some of my stuff in.
Nice.
I left the drawer open one day and when I was turning. So this storage, and this thing, a supply cart I built for all my sandpaper and stuff when I'm working.
Yeah.
And then down here I got more these Rolex sanders, so they're all different grits.
Yeah.
2-inch and 3-inch, and then below this is I got extra sandpaper,
Nice.
so which comes in pretty handy.
And tell me what business you owned in Washington again?
It was a feed and hardware store,
Okay.
and The reason we opened a feed and hardware store, we wanted some kind of business. And my great-grandparents came from Switzerland and then they settled over in Wisconsin in the early 1900s. And they came to Tillamook, Oregon, and they helped started up Tillamook Dairy over there.
Okay.
And when that got going, they moved to Lower Oregon and had, I want to say, a 3,000 or 4,000 acre ranch or
Wow.
farm, and they had a bunch of dairy cattle. And I got some of the cow bells, like this one right here is one of the bells up one of his dairy cattle.
Yeah.
Right there. And then my wife grew up in California on a 2,000 acre horse ranch. So
Yeah. So the ranch life suits you.
yeah,
Okay.
and then we decided to open up a feed and hardware store, and we had it for 15 years. We bought a building and started from ground zero
Yeah.
and built it up, and the new owners who bought it off of us, they just love it. I got 20,000 projects going on. And then this is all some of my fasteners and stuff. And then this, I got my pneumatic
Yeah.
nail guns, staple guns.
All right. I have to stop the shop tour for just a second and point out the jackalope.
Yeah, jackalope. And that barn owl, my dad shot that with a double barrel shot-off shotgun at my great-grandparents' dairy farm
All right.
when he was about 15 years old. So, got a little DeWalt stroll saw here.
Yeah.
I just picked this CNC up
Okay.
late last summer, and I only used it a couple times. It's not welcome sign. It's the first thing I ever made on it. So I'm just still trying to learn how to use it.
Right.
So getting there.
All right.
And then a sander here,
Right.
oscillator and sander. I love this thing. This thing is pretty good, all the way down 1/4 inch, all the way up to 4 inch.
Right. Yeah.
And this picture, this is
Yeah.
the house I built when I was a sophomore in high school in 1976.
Yeah. And where does that house sit? Up
That's
in
in
Washington?
Forest Grove, Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah, towards the coast. 35 miles west of Portland, Oregon. And the house is still standing.
Okay.
And talked about high school. This is cabinet here, or the bookcase, is my first project I made
Yeah.
in wood shop.
And there's the fire truck.
And there's the fire truck my grandfather and myself built, in which I got 4 grandkids, and hopefully I'm going to build each of them one.
Right.
Of course, they're going to help me just like my grandfather did,
Yeah.
whenever I have time.
Right. So we got a gun rack there.
That's another gun rack I built, and I think I was about 12 years old when I built this. So I'm going to refinish it, and I'm going to put some carving in it. This is my late father-in-law. He was a kind of carver. He started out about 6 months before he passed away.
Okay.
And I thought about refinishing it, but I think I'm just going to keep it
Yeah.
like it is. So
That's wonderful work.
I just have it in here. So every time I come in here, it reminds me of him.
Yeah.
This is the first bowl I made when I was in wood shop on the lathe.
All right.
You can see the old face screw here. Still hold together after all these years.
So you've been turning for a while.
Off and on, yes. Then I stopped for 25, 30 years, and then I don't turn very much, but I love to turn, but someday that's all I'm going to be doing.